So I'm going to go ahead and get started because it's 11 o'clock and I know that everyone is always worried about keeping these things on time. I'm Dr. Koblas. I go by Dr. K. I'm also the program coordinator for legal studies, and now I am the internship coordinator. So welcome to this little Zoom meeting that we're going to be doing on internships. You should also be seeing Mr. Sean Rakiki on the screen. He is the program assistant and he is responsible for helping and managing all of the stuff that goes on with internships. So if you guys have not met him before and you're interested in an internship, please know you're going to be working really closely with both Mr. Rakiki and myself in this entire process. The reason we wanted to do this was we wanted to talk to you guys about some changes and opportunities that we really think are going to help in the internship process, make it a really great program starting this fall. There's going to be lots of opportunities we hope for you guys to shine, and we wanted to bring you some of those highlights. So one of the new things that this process is going to have for you is that once you complete your internship interest form, which is out and about right now, there is a link on the Advisor on Demand. It's out there right now, and I think we turn it off. You have to submit it by May 27th, which is a Wednesday. So we're not making a cutoff on a Friday. It is a Wednesday. You need to submit that form. What that tells us is that you're interested in an internship. It doesn't guarantee you an internship. It lets us know that you would like to have an internship in this coming semester. Okay? Go ahead and get that submitted. Once you do that, we will go through and see if you qualify based on the basic requirements of your GPA and your credit hour standing. If we approve you at that point in time, then you're going to get something that's the first time we're doing this. It's brand new and it's going to become part of our process, which is there is a pre-internship web courses module that's going to be required for everybody to do, right? The idea behind this is that in speaking with our placements, we've found that sometimes our students aren't quite prepared to go out there, and we want to double check that you've got the skill set that our placements are really looking for. So you're going to have to do this web courses to be able to move into a placement. I promise it's nothing that will be incredibly strenuous. It's not difficult. But it will make sure that you've got the skill set that an employer is looking for. It's going to require you to submit your resume. It's going to require you to submit a writing sample. You're going to have to take a couple of short quizzes in it. And then you're going to have to sit through an actual in-person or live interview, whether it's in Zoom or however things turn out this summer. And that's going to be with both myself and Mr. Rakiki at the end of this entire process before we place you in an actual internship. All right. And throughout this whole process, if you guys have some questions or you have anything that pops up, please feel free to put it into the chat and Sean or I will answer your question as we go through this process. In terms of the placements and what the internships hold for the fall, we're kind of really excited about this because we've got some new opportunities that we hadn't had out there before. Your internship hours basically mean that in the fall semester, from start to finish, you need to complete 180 hours during that semester, okay? So from the beginning of the fall semester to the end of the fall semester, you have to do 180 hours of work at wherever we place you, right? Now, on the form, we ask you what kind of interest you have, and we are going to try to do our best to give you an internship that fits your needs. We can't guarantee anything. We rely heavily on our community partnerships, etc. So we're going to do our best, okay? In terms of what we do, we try and work with outside employers, etc. in terms of placing you. Now, I do see that there's a question about an external paid internship. If what the question is if you come to us and say, I work for an employer, can I use this employer as my internship? That really kind of depends on what the work is and how that fits into what the internship is meant to be. So if your employer and the department can sit down and we figure out that you have a meaningful learning experience through your employer, then yes, you can use your employment as part of your internship. We're never going to place you in a paid internship. We don't have those. It's just not within our resources to find partners who are willing to do that. It's just not possible. But if you find a firm that you're already working at that is willing to let you do that, then that's fine. We'll work with you. Okay. If you are planning to apply for spring, your spring applications would happen during the fall term. Okay. In terms of some of the other placements and things like that that would happen, we're going to try to arrange with our employers for students to be able to do not just one semester, but if you are the kind of intern that is going above and beyond, and your employer is the kind of firm that wants somebody for 2 semesters, then we're hoping that we can match you for a 2-semester internship. That's kind of part of the reasons we've thrown in some extra requirements now. We would love to have those kind of matches be made in this process. I think it would be a great benefit to you guys to not have this really short-lived experience, but have an experience where you get to spend 2 semesters working with a partnership and a law firm. That would be great for both you and for them, right? So I have another question. Let's see, what courses, I answered that. Would that be available for spring semester starts? Okay. So no, you actually do the pre-internship module the semester before you do your internship, okay? No, so here's the thing about capstone versus an internship, because the question is, should we register for capstone just in case we don't get into the internship? We will let you know pretty early on whether you're going to be getting into an internship, okay? That's the way we've built this now, is that with the first hurdle you have to pass is the internship acceptance form, okay, the interest form. If you don't meet the GPA and the hour requirement, we'll let you know right off the bat. You'll know before June 1st whether you're going to get into an internship, all right? Then you start doing the module. And you will see as you go through the module and the test, you'll be seeing pretty quickly whether you're going to make it through this or not. And you will have an idea whether capstone is a better route for you. I would be very surprised if someone made it till the end of the module and then realized that they weren't going to be getting an internship. So is it a possibility? Absolutely. But I would be very surprised. All right. So if we believe we are a 2-semester intern, can we apply for fall to remain in spring? If you believe you are a 2-semester intern, we would work with you and the employer at the time of placement. Now, mind you, 2-semester internships are going to depend on how well you do in the fall. Do you meet up to your hour requirements? Are you meeting your employer's demands? Are you living up to their expectations? And that will make the determination for that spring placement. It's not going to be necessarily an automatic that we say, yes, you get it because you applied in the fall. All right. Okay, so here I have another one. Would I be able to take professionalism disability and earn the internship credit at the same time? Absolutely not. Sorry about that. As a program coordinator, I can tell you that all of our sequenced core classes are exactly that. They are sequenced. Nobody gets to jump ahead. So professionalism comes before internship, just the same way that this pre-internship module comes before internship. You cannot take professionalism at the same time as internship, okay? Hello to everyone who said hello to me, so there we go. And as far as where you can find the internship interest form, it's posted in Advisor on Demand, and Sean can go ahead and probably post a link to it here in the chat.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, so
Also, once you are in Advisor on Demand, if you go to the announcements tab, they are all in there.
right.
Allow-
We can add a link here as well, probably.
Yeah.
All right. In terms of how do the credit hours work for the internship, I guess I'm not sure I understand that question. You're required to do either a capstone or an internship as part of your core if you're a legal studies major. So this fits into your requirements for your degree in terms of your graduation. Okay. All right. So back to what we were talking about in terms of some of these changes that we've been talking about. And thank you for all the questions because I'm glad you guys are asking those. So you're going to have to do 180 hours during the semester. Now, on average, that breaks down to 13 hours a week. So understand, 13 hours means 13 hours a week. So if you are going to class, if you're carrying 12 hours of classes and you decide that you're working another job, do you have 13 hours to do an internship in the fall? Because 13 hours means 13 hours. And we are going to expect you to turn in timesheets, and we are going to be double checking your timesheets with your employer. So if you do not complete your hours, it is going to impact your grade, right? So please make sure you understand that ties into this. On top of that, you have your internship. The internship course is exactly that, a course. So you have the course, you get credit for it. There will be requirements within the course, such as keeping your hours, making sure you're making your logs, your time logs, your attendance sheets, working with your employer. There will be a site visit, which either will be conducted by myself or Mr. Akiki. Sean will be going out. One of us will be making a site visit to your employer during the course of the semester. There will be 1 or 2 requirements during the semester through the course to evaluate your performance. So this is a real job, and I want everyone who's interested in it to understand this is not simply a go and I do kind of nothing for the semester, okay? Okay, so I've got a couple other questions. So the only way to get 2 semesters of internship is if you have 2 semesters left after taking professional. Pretty much that's the easiest way to make sure that if you're interested in a 2-semester internship, you need to be about 2 semesters left from graduating. That would really be the only way to work that out. You know, we just made these changes now. I'm sorry if people are closer to graduating. We found after talking with our employers, and we try to really take what they say into consideration, that they feel like they would get more out of working with their interns, out of teaching them, and more of an investment. And we think the students would get more out of it as well, okay? How many classes do you recommend the student take if they are going to do an internship? Okay, well, I'll answer that. As a program coordinator and as someone who does advising as well, I always think you have to stop and consider how well you balance time, how well you balance your coursework, how well you balance your demands on your life. So consider it a real job that's going to demand 13 hours of your week, okay? 13 hours a week. If you are someone who has a family at home that you're responsible for, you can't really be working 20 hours or 30 hours on top of your internship, or 40 hours on top of your internship, and then taking 3 classes as well. Also keep in mind that under the department, college, and university rules, there's only so many hours you can take in any semester. Normally, what I would say is you would never take more than 3 actual classes plus an internship. You know, if you take more, then you really probably need to be speaking with Mrs. Johnson, the academic advisor, about whether you qualify for that type of level of commitment. And if you have questions about that, you can contact me individually. You can email me and I can set an appointment and we can talk about what your schedule looks like, how you've done academically in the past, what's the best fit for you in terms of how many classes you should be taking and balancing your internship. Because I want you to succeed doing this. I want you to make sure you're taking as many classes as you can to get ahead in your degree, but I also want you to make a good impression on this employer and have a really great experience in the internship, right? Is the internship just 3 credits? Yes. So every semester that you do an internship, it's 3 credits, okay? Does it count for any credits hours like a class? Yes, it would be a 3 credit hour class. It's PLA 4941, okay? So if you did it twice, you would get 6 hours of credit. The 3 hours would go towards your core requirement, and the 3 hours would be put into your degree. So you would get credit towards your degree for the total 6 hours. And to be honest, it's very much like any other experiential learning program or option that we give students in legal studies. I'm not sure how many of you all are aware, but there are many opportunities to do things that are experiential in legal studies, like moot court, mock trial, the undergraduate law journal, the mediation team, and giving you all the opportunity to do 6 hours is the same that these students get an opportunity to do these experiences. But you have to put in as much time and effort and work as all these students are putting in these other programs, okay? How would I go about getting an internship in my county? I believe there have been past contract public defenders. Okay, so if you are not in Orange or Seminole or Osceola, or if you're somewhere outside of the general Orlando area, we do have some contacts outside of the general Orlando area. Mr. Akiki has worked with those individuals, and if you want to get in contact with him, if you know somebody at, say, the public defender's office or the state attorney's office, let Mr. Akiki know, and he will happily get in touch with them and start seeing if we can build a bridge there for you. Or get in touch with Mr. Akiki and ask him if he's got somebody in that area that we can help build a internship for you. We want to try to get you guys as many successful internships as we can once we make sure everyone is qualified for them. All right? Have I missed anything so far, Sean?
I think you've pretty much covered all the bases. Anything else is all listed in the web courses module, including dates.
Right.
Pay attention to the dates when deadlines are due. For instance, the internship interview deadline, you need to make sure that you've scheduled it with me or Dr. Koblatz prior to that. But I think other than that, you pretty well covered it, Doctor.
Yeah. So we did build it in the web courses module, in this pre-internship module that you're going to go through once we've got your internship interest form in. And I would ask you to please get those in as soon as you can. The sooner you get those in, the sooner we process them, the sooner we get you through and we get people started. You know, we want to get this ball rolling as soon as we can get things going. Don't wait till the last minute. Pay attention to the web courses deadlines. We're trying to make this move as smoothly as possible. Okay. Okay, so I have another question. Have there been any internships at local VA offices? I am a veteran and I would like to work there. That would be a question for Mr. Rikiki. And
unfortunately, the majority of the VA officers don't have a legal component. For our internships, it has to be oriented towards the legal field. I will look into it though, because we do have a lot of veterans that come through our internship program, and we try to place them in an area that's going to interest them. But I will look into it. Send me an email and I'll follow up.
So, okay, so the professionalism course and people who are pre-summer 2018. If you are before the summer 2018 catalog, you do not have to do the professionalism course as a requirement, okay? So in summer of 2018, we switched the catalog requirements in terms of the courses and the core, etc. Okay? Big change in the catalog. And if you're not sure what catalog year you are, you can go into your My UCF audit, your My Nights audit. And if you're not sure how to get into that, you can Google it because it'll actually tell you. So you can find your My Nights audit. It will tell you what your catalog year is. Professionalism wasn't added as a core requirement until summer of 2018. Before that, you did not have to do the professionalism class. Now, having said that, if you don't have the professionalism class, you will still be required to do the pre-internship module. This pre-internship module has no connection to the professionalism class, if that makes sense. All right? Are there any other questions on something that I've missed? Please ask away, because I'm trying to think and I'm racking my brain on anything that I've missed in terms of our placements. In terms of the interviews that we're going to be conducting for the fall, while we are unsure what's going to be happening with classes yet, and when campus will be reopening and when students will be returning, we're going to just go ahead and assume that all of our internship interviews for fall placements are going to be through Zoom or through Skype. So we're just going to anticipate that that's how it's all going to be scheduled. And it's just going to be the easiest way, so we make sure everything happens that way for everyone's safety. All right? Do I have any other questions? Have I missed anything? I know that Mr. Rikiki's on, and I know that Katie Connolly, our office manager, is on, and they can both chime in if I have missed anything that might be of interest to anybody on this point. No? All right. Are there any internships with medical malpractice? So we have some internships in different civil practice firms. We are always looking to build more. We will continue to look for some. Sometimes our employers change. Sometimes we pick up some, we lose some. If there's a particular area, we try to place you. And I know Mr. Rikiki is always looking to build more bridges. If you have a particular attorney that you think might give you an internship, contact them and see what they say. Okay, that would be helpful for you. That would be great. But I can't guarantee anyone in any particular field. Okay. In terms of online virtual options, we realize that in the current situation and climate, there's no guarantee that some offices are going to be open or that there's going to be opportunities for placements on face-to-face. We are looking into different online and virtual options, especially for our online students. I think that it's really important that if you're an online student, you're not necessarily required to go to a location to do an internship, even if you're not even, even if you're in Florida or not in Florida. So Mr. Rikiki and I have a plan, and we're currently trying to figure out if we can find some online virtual options for students to participate in. So that is part of our game plan to create. So we'll keep you all posted as we continue to work on that. All right? Anything else I can answer for anybody on today's session? We will hopefully be posting this video on our Advisor on Demand. So if anyone has any other questions that you guys didn't think about today, please do not hesitate to contact myself or Mr. Rikiki. Sean, can you put your email into the chat and put my email in there as well, so that if people have specific questions, they can reach out to both of us? And definitely get in contact with us. You're going to be in contact with us throughout this entire process. Once you get into the internship program, we love to hear from you guys. Any questions you might have, just reach out and we will definitely answer them. All right?
And I would suggest that everybody that's interested in an internship get the internship interest form completed ASAP, and to go on to the internship website on our legal studies.ucf main page and review the internship policy. It's just been updated to reflect a lot of the changes that are happening. So I want to make sure that everybody reviews that and understands what's going to happen.
Do you think you could put the hyperlink to the policy there in the chat as well?
Sure.
Great. So yeah, so there is a policy out there and it explains all of the details, et cetera, on how we place and what the rules are. And so Mr. Akiki is going to go ahead and put the hyperlink there for you guys so you can see it. If you have any questions about it, and if you have any questions about the policy, please feel free to reach out to us and we can answer those questions for you. All right? All right, well, I hope everybody has a great Friday if there are no other questions. And I look forward to you guys working with us in terms of an internship in the fall. All right. Great. Thank you so much.